Hello, my beautiful friends. So, I'm doing a video today in English because I would love to share with you a message from the bottom of my heart. I would like for the first time introduce a bit myself in English. I'm really used to make a lot of video in French for my YouTube channel to spread a lot of messages from my soul to my tribe family all around Europe. So let's do this very first one in English. 3 years ago, I was in my apartment in Belgium and I received an amazing message from Wayne Dyer that was actually that he passed away maybe 4 months just before that message in my living room, actually in Belgium. And the message was so strong at that time, it's created in my reality a total shift. I always had belief in angels and non-visible, let's say, but it wasn't concrete, it wasn't something I had no proof at all until that day, that specific day. And after that, like, I really consider to live according to that truth that I felt since a long time to my heart. And in few weeks I decided to quit my job because I felt a huge call for a totally other life where I could just speak to the world and just allow myself to channel what my soul wanted to express. And I always felt that it was something definitely smarter than my mind, and it was just calling me so strongly. So even if I had no security and everything of all of that, I was just feeling so strong the calling that I quit my job. Even if I had never had like a session with a client at that time, or no, like I had no proof to jump, but I felt that if it was really true that Wayne Dyer came to speak to me in the living room with someone else that was actually channeling it for me, that then nothing could happen to me and the call was real, even if it wasn't logical. And if I tell you this, you will understand why in the following minutes of this video. So I decided to quit and I started to do some, let's say, life coaching stuff. And it worked really well, like I have been supported so strong. And on my past 2.5 years after that, like I continue some big step of switching and shifting my life. And the last big one was to fly to Australia. And I never had the plan to fly to Australia. It was never an idea that my personality would have considered. But as soon as I recognized the calling in myself, everything shifts so strongly to make it happen, as we all know that it works like that when we dare to acknowledge the calling of our soul. And it's been 1 year actually that I'm in the most beautiful area I have never been in my life. Like, I just love so much the place, the mountain, the people I met here. If one of you hear me, guys, I love you. And the journey has been so blissful. Like, basically the process is more about acceptance that life can just be really loved and beautiful. And if I make this video, it's because these last 2 weeks I had even a stronger other, let's say I had like the next step calling me. And it's talking about Hawaii. And I felt that it was exactly the same taste, let's say, of other whisper the one that I just described to you. And so I booked my flight for Maui because like I had a crazy, beautiful dream just whispering me that I should go to a little town close to my place and activate my voice with some stars codes that I would have to spread to the world. I never sang before, so it was a really good first experience. But in that day when I woke up, obviously everything flowed to, like, the workshop just appears, and the whisper was saying that it was really important for the people I will have to meet for my next chapter. And at that time I never thought about Hawaii. And there I met a beautiful woman that is really tuned to whales energy that I'm feeling really called to. And it was starting to talk about Hawaii. And then, like, in the following days, like 5 days, like every day people told me about Hawaii. And then I catch even myself with some bathroom products where everything was called Maui and stuff. And I was like, okay, guys, I hear you and I acknowledge the next step. And so now that I booked my flight, obviously, like, of course, a part of me is feeling really attached to the beauty that I'm living here because it's really, really amazing. And I feel that my coherence is to keep going with family, tribe, light working, and I guess awareness and relationship with who I can truly share myself in a real way, and keep going on encouraging people to follow their soul instead of their fear. And so if I'm doing this video and if you hear it, it's because I'm really calling in a place that I could rent, and like if you're looking for a housemate or something like that, I guess I would love to have a contact with you. Or if you have friends that live in Hawaii and are looking for sharing deeply, I would love it. I would really love it. And if I told you about Wayne Dyer, it's because the best of it, like the best gift about all of these stories, is that I discovered that he was actually living in Maui as well. And it's just so strong, Even the first day that I dream about the calling of Australia, in my dream I remember, so a year and a half ago, that I asked in my dream, but well, is this Hawaii or is it Australia? And in my dream I was a bit confused. But all the following days of that dream, everything was speaking about Australia. And I had like big, amazing, magic story to share about that I shared to my channel already. But now it feels like time to fly to Hawaii. So I just feel really blessed. And I just want to share as well that if you have a calling of your soul and you don't know how it will shift or tune to your reality, let the grace do it for you. And if you can breathe yourself already in that version of yourself, The question is if it's already done, because if it's your biggest joy, if it's inside of your heart, it came from a place that it's so deep within you that actually it's kind of already existing. And it's so good to just take a bath of the version of yourself that already exists in that line of reality. And from that, if it's already done, what step you take? How do you dare to speak? How do you look at you? How do you allow yourself to breathe and to feel? And this is actually what I'm doing. And if, like, I'm just really joyful to make that video. And I'm really glad that I dared to do my first English video. And I just really want from the bottom of my heart to send you the best frequency I can send to your heart. And trust in your vision, trust in your deeper calling, because it's meant to be, it's your destiny. And I'm not talking about one destiny or one purpose of life. There are so many. And actually every day by your choice, you just re-choose again and again, and it can take so many shape and form. But just be ready to be loved. Be ready to be loved, and be ready for a beautiful life. There is nothing and no one that is asking you to have something not joyful. We can really let go. We can really let go. We are so loved. And actually, I'm really experiencing our body as a tool, like a really magnificent tool of manifesting this version of ourselves into the reality. And it's crazy because we know that it's so simple and it's so true. And I love when birds just come around to confirm, to say yes, it is, it is. So I would really appreciate you share that video with your friend if you know anyone about Hawaii, that is in Hawaii or Maui, or has been, and you could just feel a connection. Thank you so much. And I would keep you updated about that, because it's really good to be the witness of grace, the grace that we are. I invite you to take a big breath and to thank yourself for watching that video, to have listened your soul that is calling you to hear some gorgeous frequency. In French, we always finish by bisous bisous.